Hey guys, BlackCross here, and this might be actually the first time I'm recording it this way. So where the camera is now, the webcam is on the opposite end of the game room, and I'm on the very opposite end of the game room. Why is this? Well, because of this. Let me give you a little bit of a backstory. So, if you know, I have my PlayStation 2 figure statue shrine set up. There are 5 figures. There's Ratchet and Clank, Jak and Daxter, Sly, Sora, and Amashura. Now, if you've ever followed me for any length of time, you'll know that I have plans to expand that with 2 other characters. One of them, Dante, that will be a much later video, sadly, because, well, it's kind of hard to find a Dante statue figure of the size that I'm looking for. But the one we're going to be opening today is Kratos. I was not expecting the box to be this big. We'll continue on the discussion, but first, I got to open this box. It was previously owned by somebody in New York. And obviously, Gaming Head, the original people who made this one, stopped production of it some time ago. Like, years ago. So, obviously, you can't get it anymore. Thankfully, people of eBay are selling them, but at an assorted price. Like, aside from this one, the cheapest you can get is probably right around $550-ish, depending, maybe close to $600. I found this one at like $495, and I'm like, buying it now. So I'm doing payments on it, obviously, but it's here. It's finally here. Like, props to the guy who previously owned this. He kept everything original. He kept the wrapping, he kept the Gaming Head box. Like, I'm not even sure if he actually displayed it or not. Like, yeah, I would keep the box, but I wouldn't keep the packaging box that it was shipped in. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Obviously, on the top of the box, it says God of War Ascensions. Which, if you're familiar with the God of War series, Ascension is a PlayStation 3 game. However, though, because it takes place before God of War 1, it takes the original God of War image. So it's not 2018, nor is it God of War 3, which is more of God of War 2. Because of the, forgot the, thing that is called the golden fleece. That's what it is. Golden fleece. To give you an ideal preference, I pulled out my Jak and Daxter box. Yeah, I'm a fan of Jak and Daxter, alright. I'm the ultimate fan. No, I mean Ratchet and Clank box. Reason why is because it's actually the biggest of the 3 that I own of Gaming Head's figures. Like, in terms of scale, it's Sly Cooper, I believe, then Jak and Daxter, but then Ratchet and Clank is the biggest. God of War is just a little bit bigger, Ratchet and Clank. I'm sorry to tell you that. But that's only because he is the God of War. Now, I decided to pick this statue in particularly, but there's another statue that Gaming Head made of this. And it's the one where he's on his throne, both regular and armor version. Now, I wanted to get that, but there's a slight problem with that. If you thought this was big, just the box alone, imagine that one. Because apparently, according to the statue's dimensions, the height of it is, I want to say it was 26 or 27 inches. 26 to 27. The other statues are at least 13 inches. That's double in height. However though, Kratos would be completely perfectly scaled. The throne would take up the majority of the space though. Like, it would be the eyesore of the collection. So it's like, yeah, that wouldn't work necessarily well to stand out. However though, that's not the main reason. Aside from the height, of course. The dimension of the base of this thing reaches well over my shelf that it was set on. I would have to custom make something to where he would stand there safely. Because it would stand out about that much, roughly. Ratchet and Clank, which is the largest base, has like half an inch clearance. Half an inch from being over the shelf. So yeah, I couldn't take Kratos on his throne for those reasons. But I chose this one. Except I was not expecting this size of a box. Which is fine. Because it's Kratos. Oh, in case anyone's wondering, it is case number 824. I forgot how many of these they were made, technically, but I do know that there was a number of these made. So, alright. There's no easy way of doing this. And here is the Kratos certificate card to go with the others. So that's cool. I'm going to be very careful with this one. Because I don't know where it's at. Oh, he retaped it. That explains why it didn't fall apart on me. Like I said, the guy before me apparently kept everything. Obviously, the only thing that he didn't leave was his own shipping address. But, like, holy crap. Original everything. Okay, good. Good. Got it facing right. Very carefully show you this in its entirety. And now, I'm going to assemble it for you. And while I do that, I'm going to tell you a story. So, I got this literally at 2 p.m. today. I went back to sleep. Yes, I went back to sleep knowing I had a Kratos statue in my bedroom. But I was like, I need my sleep and I need to be ready for work and all that stuff. Like, as of right now, I've got like 30 minutes of time before I have to go into work. So, yeah, barely any time at all. However, though, good lord, this statue. This statue looks phenomenal. Like, here, take a look at this. That is some really nice detail right there. Ah, there we go. It's a good thing it's got a heavy enough base. Ah, okay, here we go. Some arrows. I was seeing some holes. I think they go here. I may end up having to take those out, but we'll see. But, yeah, so far there's that. Okay. Anyway, back to the story that I was trying to say before I got distracted, because I'm getting overwhelmed by Kratos' fatigueness, apparently. So, like I said, I got this at 2, went to bed, got up at 7:30. After waking up a little bit, I decide check on YouTube, see anything. And I remember hearing Cynical the day before today that we was getting a PlayStation State of Play. Alright, interesting. I didn't think we was going to get anything big, like no Kingdom Hearts 4. And surprisingly, no Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3, even though that's been rumored to be revealed soon. When, we don't know. I imagine this summer now. By this rate. Also, it's getting very warm in here. Anyway, so all that's fine and everything like that. Nothing too major. There was like 2 games. One of them was an interesting one, which involved a chicken. The way to explain this one is that it looks like God of War, but if the main god figure was a chicken. I'm not even joking, okay? Type in Project Wingless. That's the title that they're going with right now. It's a project title, but the fact that it's called Project Wingless. Like, don't get me wrong, it actually looks cool. It looks cool. But a chicken! It's just... the idea alone is hilarious. But that's not the biggest reveal. No, the biggest reveal was towards the end. So they unveiled, like, 2 big things. One small thing, which was a God of War Metrovania prequel. Which is interesting, I thought. It's like, huh, okay. Interesting. Little side story and everything like that. Not too big. Where it involved Kratos before he even became a general of the Spartan army. So, if you know the history, you'll know all the details and stuff. So that, I thought that was interesting. But before that, they revealed that they are working, has not been confirmed when they're going to release it yet, but they are working on a God of War trilogy remake. All 3 games, they're remaking. What a day to be alive right now! Like, I just got this today, and on the same day I get a reveal that God of War original trilogy is getting remade. You think I was some kind of God of War nutcase? I mean, obviously this is proof enough, but still. Anyway, back to the assembly. But I just thought, what the hell? Like, really? A God of War remake trilogy? Look at that badass. On the Blade of Chaos. That was awesome. But yeah, like, at the timing of getting this unboxing, we are getting a God of War trilogy. How crazy is that? God of War trilogy remakes. Like, in terms of the biggest remakes that I've been excited for, have been Final Fantasy VII. Okay, that's better. That explains it now. Okay. Take a look at this thing. That's crazy. But like I said, we're getting a God of War trilogy remake series. What the hell? And from what I've heard, there's a rumor that we're getting a Kingdom Hearts remake. I'm a little bit concerned about that one right now. If that's true. But that's a rumor for right now. But that still concerns me a little bit. But a God of War trilogy remake. Like, I still can't get over that. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked over the remake trilogy games and the statue here. So, take a look at this. This is it. I will get better images zoomed up for you to where you can see it. And then the final resting place that it will be sitting at. Probably right next to Ratchet and Clank. We'll see. But still, it's just... I love God of War. Don't get me wrong. I love the God of War series. But I love the originals. I love the originals. The original story, the original trilogy, and the original Kratos. So yeah, just a lot going on right now in terms of this unboxing. This was like a really cool thing. This has been a long-awaited item for me. And now that I have Kratos, only one figure remains. And that is Dante from Devil May Cry. When that will be, I do not know. I just know that it will be a while. A long while. So, but yeah. Kratos from God of War. How badass is this? So guys, thank you so much for watching this video of this unboxing. Again, this was a very unusual way of unboxing considering the size of the packaging. But makes sense considering what all I was going to have to unbox. But it was definitely well worth it. So while you're watching other videos and stuff like that, I'm going to clean this mess up again. The life of a collector. It's never easy.